everybody. Here we go. We're in the book of Jasher in chapter 81, and here we have the last 10 chapters of Jasher, and we have the parting of the Red Sea, the thing that part of what angers the satanic families, the intergenerational families of Satanists. They really go to town hating the children of Israel and God Almighty and Jesus Christ over this incident. And they mock, and they had their recent ceremonies on their calendar. One over the law being was given there on Mount Sinai. And the other is this Red Sea and the destruction of Pharaoh and his gang. All right, so here we start the last 10 chapters of Jasher in our history book. 81, verse 1. And the children of Israel sojourned from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 men on foot, besides the little ones and their wives. Also a mixed multitude went up with them, and flocks and herds, even much cattle. So here we go with the Exodus. And the sojourning of the children of Israel, who dwelt in the land of Egypt in hard labor, was 210 years. And at the end of 210 years, the Lord brought forth the children of Israel from Egypt with a strong hand. Okay, and they tell you to see the appendix here for alleged discrepancies, and that would be with the King James, and that comes from our author here, Ken Johnson. Okay, so he's giving us a heads up on that. In 5, and the children of Israel traveled from Egypt and from Goshen and from Ramses, and encamped in Succoth on the 15th day of the first month. Okay? So that is what? That is a holiday there, isn't it? Isn't that it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's the first. That's it. In 6, and the Egyptians buried all their firstborn whom the Lord had smitten, and all the Egyptians buried their slain for 3 days. And the children of Israel traveled from Succoth and encamped in Etham at the end of the wilderness. In 8 it says, and on the 3rd day after the Egyptians had buried their firstborn, many men rose up from Egypt and went after Israel to make them return to Egypt. For they repented that they had sent the Israelites away from their servitude. 9, and one man said to his neighbor, surely Moses and Aaron spoke to Pharaoh, saying, we will go a 3 days' journey in the wilderness and sacrifice to the Lord our God. Now that's true. However, the hardening of the heart here by the Lord isn't spelled out right here, but we know that's harmonizing there with the King James. Now therefore let us rise up early in the morning and cause them to return. And it shall be that if they return with us to Egypt, to their masters, then shall we know that there is faith in them. But if they will not return, then will we fight with them and make them come back with great power and a strong hand. They don't learn very well, do they? That goes for today too. They're still mocking God over this incident. I'm telling you, it's going to get them really pounded down here at this time and in the last days in our time. And all the nobles of Pharaoh rose up in the morning, and with them about 700,000 men. And they went forth from Egypt on that day and came to the place where the children of Israel were. And all the Egyptians saw, and behold, Moses and Aaron and all the children of Israel were sitting before Pi-hahiroth, eating and drinking and celebrating the feast of the Lord. Now that's what we're talking about, the holy day. And all the Egyptians said to the children of Israel, surely you said, we will go a journey for 3 days in the wilderness and sacrifice to our God and return. Now therefore this day make 5 days since you went. Why do you not return to your masters? Question mark. Well, they must think that the Israelites have Stockholm Syndrome. Anyway, does everybody know what Stockholm Syndrome is? Anyway, that's psychological programming done to people where they love their abuser. In 15, and Moses and Aaron answered them, saying, because the Lord our God has testified in us, saying, you shall no more return to Egypt, but we will betake ourselves to a land flowing with milk and honey, as the Lord our God had sworn to our ancestors to give it to us. 16, and when the nobles of Egypt saw that the children of Israel did not hearken to them to return to Egypt, they girded themselves to fight with Israel. That means they put their weapons of war on. And the Lord strengthened the hearts of the children of Israel over the Egyptians, that they gave them a severe beating. And the battle was sore upon the Egyptians. And all the Egyptians fled from before the children of Israel, for many of them perished by the hand of Israel. And the nobles of Pharaoh went to Egypt and told Pharaoh, saying, the children of Israel have fled and will no more return to Egypt. And in this manner did Moses and Aaron speak to us. 19, and Pharaoh heard this thing, and his heart and the hearts of all his subjects were turned against Israel, and they repented that they had sent Israel. And all the Egyptians advised Pharaoh to pursue the children of Israel, to make them come back to their burdens. And they said, each man to his brother, what is this which we have done, that we have sent Israel from our servitude? And the Lord strengthened the hearts of all the Egyptians to pursue the Israelites. Okay, so we're getting to that point of hardening the heart. For the Lord desired to overthrow the Egyptians in the Red Sea. And Pharaoh rose up and harnessed his chariot. And he ordered all the Egyptians to assemble. Not one man was left excepting the little ones and the women. And the Egyptians went forth with Pharaoh to pursue the children of Israel. And the camp of Egypt was exceedingly large and heavy camp, about 100,000 men. 24. And the whole of this camp went and pursued the children of Israel to bring them back to Egypt. And they reached them encamping by the Red Sea. And the children of Israel lifted up their eyes and beheld all the Egyptians pursuing them. And the children of Israel were greatly terrified at them. And the children of Israel cried to the Lord. Period. And on account of the Egyptians, the children of Israel divided themselves into 4 divisions. And they were divided in their opinions, for they were afraid of the Egyptians. And Moses spoke to each of them. The first division of the children of Reuben, Simon, and Issachar, and they resolved to cast themselves into the sea, for they were exceedingly afraid of the Egyptians. And Moses said to them, Fear not, and stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will effect this day for you. The second division was the children of Zebulun, Benjamin, and Naphtali, and they resolved to go back to Egypt with the Egyptians. 30. And Moses said to them, Fear not, for as you have seen the Egyptians this day, so shall you see them no more forever. And the third division was the children of Judah and Joseph, and they resolved to go to meet the Egyptians to fight with them. How about the strength in those hearts? Judah and Joseph. How about that? 32. And Moses said to them, Stand in your places, for the Lord will fight for you, and you shall remain silent. How about that for a little message for today? 33. And the fourth division was of the children of Levi, Gad, and Asher. And they resolved to go into the midst of the Egyptians to confound them. And Moses said to them, Remain in your stations, and fear not, only call unto the Lord, that he may save you out of their hands. And in 34, after this Moses rose up from amidst the people, and he prayed to the Lord and said, O Lord God of the whole earth, save now thy people, whom thou didst bring forth from Egypt, and let not the Egyptians boast that power and might are theirs. 36. So the Lord said to Moses, Why dost thou cry unto me? Speak to the children of Israel, that they shall proceed. And do thou stretch out thy rod upon the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall pass through it. 37. And Moses did so, and he lifted up his rod upon the sea and divided it. And the waters of the sea were divided into 12 parts. How about that? One for each tribe of Israel, right? Yeah. And the children of Israel passed through on foot with shoes, as a man would pass through a prepared road. And the Lord manifested to the children of Israel his wonders in Egypt and in the sea by the hand of Moses and Aaron. And when the children of Israel had entered the sea, the Egyptians came after them, and the waters of the sea resumed upon them, and they all sank in the water. And not one man was left excepting Pharaoh, who gave thanks to the Lord and believed in him. Therefore the Lord did not cause him to perish at that time with the Egyptians. Now I see a conflict here. Because you remember Miriam's song, her prophetic song, and the ladies dancing with their trembles. And they sang the song of Moses, and one of the lines is that Pharaoh sank into the sea. So, with that, I go with the King James and the singing song of Moses. But, okay, that's all right. That doesn't hurt anything. Let's see what else is said here. And the Lord ordered an angel to take him from amongst the Egyptians, who cast him upon the land of Nineveh. And he reigned over it for a long time. Okay, now we see. He was cast in Nineveh. How about that? Now that certainly ain't in our Old Testament, is it? But I'm telling you, the Song of Moses was sang there by Miriam and the maids. And they said that Pharaoh and the horses and the chariots and all of them were cast, drowned in the sea, as they were so joyful about the Lord protecting them. All right, that's enough on that. Okay, he reigned over it for a long time. And on that day the Lord saved Israel from the hand of Egypt. And all the children of Israel saw that the Egyptians had perished. And they beheld the great hand of the Lord in what he had performed in Egypt and in the sea. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord. Isn't this wonderful? On the day when the Lord caused the Egyptians to fall before them. And all Israel sang in concert, saying, I will sing to the Lord, for he is greatly exalted. The horse and his rider has he cast into the sea. Behold, it is written in the book of the law of God. And that is our Old Testament, folks. Okay, and that is the first song in the Bible. And it's the last song in the book of Revelations. How do you like that? All right, so there's that little part of it. 45, after this, the children of Israel proceeded on their journey and encamped in Merah, and the Lord gave to the children of Israel statutes and judgments in that place in Merah, and the Lord commanded the children of Israel to walk in all his ways and to serve him. 46, and they journeyed from Merah and came to Elim, and in Elim were 12 springs of water. See, the 12's here. And 70 date trees. And the children encamped there by the waters. Okay, 12's a sacred number. And 70 is a Septuagint, folks. Okay? And that's the way in God's holy modal system. Okay? 47, and they journeyed from Elim and came to the wilderness of Sin on the 15th day of the second month after their departure from Egypt. At that time the Lord gave the manna to the children of Israel to eat, and the Lord caused food to rain from heaven for the children of Israel day by day. Okay, that harmonizes pretty good there, but there are some things here missing that we have in the Old Testament, of course, as we harmonize these two doctrines to get a better meaning of the 77 books. 49, and the children of Israel ate the manna for 40 years, all the days that they were in the wilderness, until they came to the land of Canaan to possess it. In 50, and they proceeded from the wilderness of Sin and encamped in Alush. And they proceeded from Alush and encamped in Rahiddim. And when the children of Israel were in Rephidim, Amalek the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, the brother of Zepho, came to fight with Israel. And he brought with him 801,000 men, magicians, and conjurers, and he prepared the battle with Israel in Rephidim. And they carried on a great and severe battle against Israel. And the Lord delivered Amalek and his people into the hands of Moses and the children of Israel, and into the hand of Joshua and the son of Nun. Now, let me read that again. And they carried on a great and severe battle against Israel, and the Lord delivered Amalek and his people into the hands of Moses and the children of Israel, and into the hand of Joshua, the son of Nun, the Ephraimite, the servant of Moses. And the children of Israel smote Amalek and his people at the edge of the sword, but the battle was very sore upon the children of Israel. 56. And the Lord said to Moses, write this thing as a memorial for thee in a book, and place it in the hand of Joshua, the son of Nun, thy servant. And thou shalt command the children of Israel, saying, when thou shalt come to the land of Canaan, thou shalt utterly efface the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Moses did so, and he took the book and wrote upon it these words, saying, remember what Amalek has done to thee in the road when thou wentest forth from Egypt, who met thee in the road and smote thy rear, even those that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy God shall have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance, to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. And the king who shall have pity on Amalek, or upon his memory, or upon his seed, behold, I will require it of him, and I will cut him off from amongst his people. And here's how we got our doctrine, folks, here, right here in 62. And Moses wrote all these things in a book, and he enjoined the children of Israel respecting all these matters. Okay? Now, like I said, you had the Lord sitting here talking to his great servant Moses, so all you had to do was obey. They seen plenty of miracles. There's no reason to fear. There's no reason to fear today. Okay, because we've seen plenty of miracles. Okay? And so this goes for us too. We got to have faith and we got to stay strong. So stay strong out there, people, and you see how we got our doctrine here as Moses was writing all this in a book. Bye-bye.